Guys, I wanted to hop on here and talk about my latest experience with the DJI Mini 3. This isn't my first DJI drone. I've had the DJI Spark and I've had the Mavic Air 2, but I've never experienced what I did until a couple days ago, and it was definitely a huge learning lesson. It was not a good idea from the start. But first I want to share my craziest experiences I've had with my Mavic Air 2. One time I was flying and I was over the water, and at one point, like, I kind of lost track of it, like where it was, and I thought it had fell in the water and stuff. I thought, like, we were on vacation too, and I thought it was gone for sure. I thought that my drone had fell and that it was under the water, and I think my controller even like lost connection and stuff, so it was like a really scary moment. But I found it just hovering there, and that kind of surprised me because, like I said, I thought it had went in the water, and it was hovering there very steady. And then I brought it back in and landed it. And then there was one time where I was flying my Mavic Air 2 and it was like dark out, and then it was like pretty calm and stuff, but for some reason the drone was like acting really weird. Like, it felt like something was like pushing it or pulling it backwards, and then it was like so crazy. I eventually landed it, and as I was landing it, I saw this like flash like fly right in front of the camera, like super fast. It was like super strange, but that was definitely like one of my craziest experiences with any drone. But recently, just a couple days ago, I made the stupidest decision ever by flying this DJI Mavic or DJI Mini 3 in like 24 to 25 mile per hour winds. I thought it would handle really well because I had just seen a video on Instagram of the DJI Mini, I think it was the 3 Pro, handling really well in like 40 mile per hour, 48 mile per hour winds. So I literally just went up to try to test it to see if it was like gonna be super windy. I was trying to be smart. I stayed at 120 feet right above our house, and then all of a sudden it starts drifting. It was like the scariest experience because it like reminded me of a kite just completely getting blown to the side, and it just kept like going and going. I was like, holy shit. And then I finally eventually got control of it, brought it back and landed it. But it's been windy these past few days, and I thought because it has newer technology that it would behave like the Mavic 2 that I had, the Mavic Air 2. But that's like a bigger drone, it's heavier, it's made to handle better wind conditions. So I made a stupid decision by flying it in the wind like that. Even after like reading that it wasn't like a great idea. So but yeah, I guess mostly it was just like a test to see if it would handle well. Luckily I didn't fly out because I was going to also, and I don't know if I would have gotten the Mini 3 back. That was by far one of the worst experiences that I've ever had with the DJI drone. I'm pretty good at flying drones. I've done it for a long time. Not just DJI drones, like just regular toy drones, and then I've moved up to DJI drones, and they're super easy to fly. But yeah, I guess I just learned the most valuable lesson ever. I'm very lucky that I didn't lose my $650 drone that I just bought. I would have been very upset, but the thing is with DJI drones, they're meant to like handle things very smoothly, even if like it is super windy. I think the Mini 3, even though it got pushed pretty far, I think it handled really well in the wind. But I learned from this experience that I am probably not going to fly in anything above 15 to 17 mile per hour wind speeds. So yeah, I haven't even flown this thing in like 3 days because it's just been super windy. And yeah, I just want to make this video because even though what I did was stupid, some people might see this and understand that you have to kind of really think about things before you do them, especially with a drone like this. It's very small. What I've learned with being a drone pilot for a while now is that you have to sometimes overestimate some things, like think things through before you do them, and obviously that goes with just everything in life. But yeah, like I said, even though this was a stupid thing that I did, I think it might be a learning experience for some people. I mean, the Mini 3 is just a very, very small drone. Like, you know, if I unfold it right now, this is literally the entire drone. So it's I'm just comparing it right there to the size of a water bottle. But yeah, just make sure to stay safe. Even like, especially like flying in the winter, it's a lot breezier and colder, and the battery goes down faster. So you kind of have to think those things through. Like I said, this is probably one of the more wild experiences that I've had with DJI drones. Like I said, I'm pretty good at flying, but I overestimated this. I underestimated the wind speed, and I overestimated my drone. I overestimated it. I thought that it was going to handle really well when it didn't. But like I said, I'm very, very lucky that I could land that thing as fast as I did, because if I get one more gust of wind going to the drone, I don't know what would have happened. It's not typical for DJI drones to just to fall out of the sky from wind speeds and stuff. But it definitely is possible. So yeah. If you're thinking about getting a DJI drone, just know that is, you know, with the Mini 3, with the newer drones, because I mean, the Mini 3, there's the Flip, even the Mini 3 Pro, the Mini 4 Pro, all of those are the same weight, and especially with the wind, you just never know. Like, it can get windy at any moment, and yeah, you just kind of have to think things through. And yeah, I think that wraps up the video, guys. I hope that helps. But yeah, hope you have a great day. Peace.